My name is Outsider2522 and welcome to another Idleon video. So today we're going to be looking at the latest mini bosses that were dropped, what you might want to do to farm them more effectively, the schedule, all of that good stuff. So let's talk about it. Okay, so my usual plug as always. Help me make this channel grow. Join the Discord if you want to join a great community. Tons of people in there sharing great information. If you find this video useful or you just want to help my channel grow, please hit that like, share and subscribe. It really, really helps. The community is growing massively and I couldn't do it without you. So I appreciate every one of you. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's talk about the mini bosses, how they work overall. So the same as previous mini bosses, we actually get them to spawn more over a certain number of days. So you have to basically not farm them for a little while and then they'll spawn in. The first one is after 4 days. Okay, so 4 days time after you kill it, you'll get one spawn. The second one appears after 7 days. Now, this is the optimum. This is where people tend to stop. The reason being is at 2 kills, you're getting a kill every 3.5 days. For 1 kill, it takes 4 days. So you're basically saving a day. Because if you were to do 1 kill, wait another 4 days, it would take 8 days. You're saving a day if you do it every single second spawn. After the second spawn, it actually takes longer than 4 days. So 2 spawns is the optimum. Try and farm this once per week. If you can, you might want to try and align this up with your with all your mini bosses. So World 3, World 4, World 5 and World 6 all have mini bosses that work on the same rotation. If you can line them up, it makes life a little bit easier for you because you just have to kill them all in the one go. Okay, so a little tip when you are farming these bosses, run it in a DK, spawn in your orb and try and get a decent orb count on. So I found for me roughly 500 was a good times period. Then I can spawn in the boss, kill the boss. By using DK, it increases your drop rate, which means you're going to get more drops per boss. Now, in the footage I'm showing in the background, I was an idiot. I got excited by the new bosses, went and killed them immediately. Do not do this. It's very inefficient. Run your DK, get some orbs up, increase your drops. Okay, so with that, are the bosses worth farming? So, in World 5, you will go to the map with Mr. Brightside. Okay, on that map, you will be able to fight Domio Magnus. Now, this is basically a lava ball. When you go into the map, there will be lava balls spawned on the platform just below the portal. You kick those and the mini boss spawns. Okay, so no need to actually craft anything like we had to in previous maps or farm anything, you just kick it. Now, this card is very, very useful because it gives a passive total drop rate. It's not a huge amount of drop rate, but it is still free drop rate. Okay, it's a passive card, so you will automatically get this. You will automatically get that bonus as soon as you get the card to drop. Now, on top of that, one of the rewards is a shiny board beanie as a recipe. These bosses drop quite a few recipes. Now, this beanie in itself is nothing exciting. It is very much a +1 for the slab, but it's a slab item, right? So it's worth getting. Another recipe is the Divvy Slippers. What this is going to do is it's going to give you divination XP buff. There are not many ways to increase your divination XP, so this might be something you want to consider for your ES if you're farming up divination points, you know, just as a passive piece of gear you can equip on it. The final piece is the 0-point stopwatch. And what this does is it takes into account basically the previous 2 stopwatches. So the dawn stopwatch and the midnight stopwatch. One of those was for skill efficiency, one of them was for skilling AFK, and one of them was for fighting AFK, if I remember. This combines it and you now get all AFK and a skill efficiency buff. Potentially the best in slot ring for your skillers out there. So it's going to be worth looking into and seeing if this is something that you might want to use. Alternatively, it's another one for the slab. So you're going to have to check this, see what your skilling levels are like, see if this is better than the serrated Rex. That's going to depend upon where your efficiency is, how close you are to the next threshold. The other thing that drops here is he's actually got an obol. Now, the magma obol of Big Time Demio, okay, so named after the boss, increases your drop rate. Has a base rate of 14%, goes into the hexagon obol slot, so it would historically have been a platinum obol. It's the highest drop rate obol in the game at the moment. So you're definitely going to want to get some of these for your family, if not your active farmers as well. And on top of that, these bosses drop something else, which is a brand new golden food. And this golden food is amazing because it's going to give drop rate. So this will most likely become a meta piece of golden food for your active farmers. Get that 10,000 for the beanstalk, get 100,000. Now, getting this as a drop rate from the boss is going to be very, very difficult. But in a minute, I'm going to show you a way we might be able to make this a little bit easier. Okay, so the other new mini boss we got was in World 6. It happens in the Mama Troll map. The way you spawn it is you have to have no Mama Trolls active on the map at the time. You will then go over, there is a cross, it will start sparkling. If you stand on that platform when there are no Mama Trolls available, the boss will spawn in, Demented Spirit Lord. Now, this has a card attached to it as well. The card is good, I guess, because it's another one for when you're fighting. Okay, so it's going to give you fighting AFK gain rate. Gives you a reasonable amount, so this is going to be similar to your Amarok card and your Duke card. Okay, so definitely something that's worth using if you're active farming. On top of that, not active, sorry, if you're AFK farming, so like things like Siege Breakers are going to want this. On top of that, it drops the recipe for the Demented Emperor Opal. Now, this increases your Emperor's Opal, the one which you get from dungeons, which has been probably the best in slot fighting ring for the longest time. And what it does is it gives you an upgrade to it. So it's going to give you more stats and it's going to give you a damage multiplier. Now the damage multiplier is huge for classes like ES, okay, which are going to want as much damage as possible to increase their drop rate. On top of that, we also get the Spirit Lord Horn Chain as a rare drop from it. This is a chain and a keychain, so you can have 2 of these, and it has on it increased damage multi, which means that again, this kind of keychain is absolutely perfect for your active ES farmers, okay, the ones that want more damage to increase their drop rate. Now this is the interesting recipe that this boss drops, which is a golden cake recipe. So remember I said about that drop rate golden food, you can actually craft it if you get lucky enough to get this from the drop. It is a little bit expensive to make. You're going to need golden non-witch, you're going to need golden hamter, perla shells. If you're farming clammies, probably shouldn't be too bad. The most expensive one is the ghost. However, you should be able to get ghost relatively quickly. They drop quite easily in World 2. So that being said, you know, you can actually go and farm the golden cake, upgrade it to 10,000, drop it on your beanstalk. If you're really doing well, go for that 100,000. It does mean you're going to need an extra stack of golden hamster gummy candies, and an extra 100k of golden non-witch. You can decide if that's the right move for you or if you'd rather upgrade your beanstalk. However, this means golden cake on your beanstalk, which will increase your drop rate for every other character, is very much something that you might want to consider. I think that's all the information I've got for you when it comes to these mini bosses. There isn't a huge amount to say. Some of the items are very, very good that they drop. These are definitely worth farming. A little thing, you can use Bone Joe Pickle on it. If you're a new character who's kind of rushed to World 5 and World 6, be careful because these mini bosses have a lot of health, so that can cause you a delay, which might mess up your orb count. So plan ahead. If you're worried about your damage, probably don't run Bone Joe Pickle. If you found this video useful in any way, shape or form, please feel free to like, share and subscribe. It really, really helps the channel to grow. Until next time, take care. You've been amazing.